Hello everyone, and today we are going to set up my 2026 reading journal. I set this up last June and I've been using it ever since, and I want to basically recreate what I did for last year and do it for the upcoming year. So let's get into it. First, we are going to start by cutting the pictures. For this year's theme, I decided to do a cottagecore theme, but like cottagecore as in reading in your garden, all the homey and comforting life that 2026 will hopefully bring. So yeah, enjoy! For this year and my bullet journal in general, I like to use a lot of PNGs, so little pictures that I can dot around my spread as if it's stickers. But yeah, I really like using them, especially in more collage-y journal spreads, so I feel like in my book journal it really has a good place to explore with PNGs. Now we are beginning to basically look around and lay out all the spreads I want to do in what order. And yeah, so basically just making sure that I have all the spreads that I want to include for the next year in there and what I'm taking from last year to now. This year, I decided to do a cover page again because I think they're just really cute and they announce that a new year is starting in your journal, so I really like doing them. And then on the right side, we're going to be doing a book box page. So basically, I'll have 72 little boxes that I can color in when I read a book. I don't color code them or anything. I've seen people color code them and I think it's a really good idea, but I don't have a lot of pens or markers at hand at all times, so I like to just make it easy for myself. You can see here that I'm frustrated at whatever I'd done and I'm starting to cover it up. And I decided to leave this mistake in because I thought it would be a good way to show that even though I journal a lot, I still make mistakes and you can still cover them up and make a beautiful page regardless, or work with them and make a beautiful page regardless. So yeah, mistakes are often just happy accidents. My favorite part of journaling recently, at least, has been looking through all of the stickers I have and picking out the things I'm going to be using for my spreads. It's really fun to just see and how many stickers I have and how happy I am to have collected them over like my 5 years of journaling. It's really inspiring and it makes me really happy to see. Do note that a collection is built over time, and this was not what I started out with at all. I used to have 1 or 2 sticker sheets, and it's grown now to a sticker book, but yeah, no worries if you don't have a lot of stickers. You can use PNGs instead, or even buy them from your local dollar store. Now we are moving on to the next couple of pages. And the next couple of pages are going to be my library pages. So basically, next to just doing book boxes and coloring every book, I really like to make sure to have a library page where I basically draw in each and every book that I have read. And that way, at the end of the year, I can see a full library full of the books I've read with their titles. It's a really fun way to really physically see how much you're reading next to like book boxes, and also to see what variety of books you've read, or maybe at the end of the year you can look back on it and see, oh, I didn't realize I'd read that this year. That's so cool. So yeah, I really like doing these, and I really liked doing one last year. So yeah, I'm continuing to do one this year. Now we are moving on my next set of pages, and you might be confused on why I continued the library page, but last year I didn't have enough space to add all my books, so I decided this year I would give myself an extra page, and we'll see if I run out of space this year. But we're moving on to another set of pages. This time it's my physical TBR. So I like to keep my physical TBR kind of small, at least under like 15 books. But as I've accumulated more books over the years, I just like to have a place where I track them and I make sure that I don't buy too many books. And it's a really fun place to see if I rate them, how high I've rated them, and also if my recent book buying is better than my past book buying. So usually, at least what I saw last year was that the rating of the recent books I bought were a lot higher than the rating of the books I'd bought like over the past couple of years. Now we are moving on to my first of like 3 monthly setup pages. I like to do different ones, but the one I'm working on right now is the monthly favorites. So each month I'll pick my favorite book of the month and I'll paste the cover in. And I think you could have seen it in several clips already, how that might have looked in my 2025 reading setup. But yeah, you just print out the covers and you paste them in a little box that's named January or February. It's a really fun way to see how diverse you've been reading or how many of the books, you actually really liked, and what are your favorites of the year. I think it's a fun way to keep track of that. after finishing my monthly favorites, we're moving on to my monthly stats. So we're doing the same type of boxes that I did for my monthly favorites, but instead of covers, this will include stats. Usually what I track is amount of pages read, amount of books read, and average star rating. It's really fun to see how my star rating fluctuates throughout the year. And I just think it's also a fun way to track how big the books were that I read, because sometimes I'll have over 2k pages, but I'll have only read like 6 books. But then I'll have a month where I have like 1.5k pages and suddenly I've read like 10. So it's a really fun way to track your stats, and I want to do it again this year. You might have seen that I have an order of journaling things where I lay out the pictures, the lacy white bits, the PNGs, then the washi tape, then the stickers, then the detailing with the pencil. And yeah, it's just the way I like to journal. It's my routine and it's worked well for me for years. But I'm curious, what are you guys' journal routines? We are now moving on to what was my favorite spread from last year, and a spread I did not use from last year, which was my goals page and my bingo page. The goals, I think, speaks for itself. I just write down my overall bookish goals. And then besides that, I have a bingo page. The bingo page basically includes 16 like little block boxes that I fill with prompts, like a book with a pink cover, a book that was over 400 pages, a book that was in Dutch, a book that's a classic, a book that's a holiday rom-com, and I basically cross them off and try to get bingo throughout my year. I did manage to get bingo several times last year, so I'm excited to see how this one and this year's go. Tell me if you have any book bingo in your book journal, and if so, what are your favorite prompts? I'm always open to new prompts. Then on the left side, we're working on my goals page, which basically this year includes just a number amount of books, so 50 books, 5 of which I want to be audiobooks, a classic, because I want to get more into reading classics like this year as well. And then lastly, I do have the goal of cleaning out my entire TBR, my physical TBR, that I have right now. So basically, that means that every single book that is on my shelf at the moment of starting my new book journal pages for 2026, that I want to have them read and finished reading by the next year. So yeah, let's go. What are your goals? Now we are moving on to my next set of pages, which is going to be my series tracker. So over the years, I've started many series, I've not finished many series, I have finished many series, and I like to keep a little tracker of series that I do want to continue and do want to finish at some point. And basically, I just do the title of the series, little boxes beneath it on how many books, and then I cross them off as I go. And it's been useful. And yeah, although I'm dropping a lot of series that I had tracked last year, I do still enjoy making this page because it just is so easy to look back on, and it's nice to not forget certain books or series that I've started. You've made it! We finally arrived at my last spread for my book journal setup for 2026, and this spread is a Hall of Fame. So, although I have a monthly favorite, I think it's sad when I have multiple monthly favorites and they don't get their spotlight, or I have a bad reading month and I do have a favorite from the month, but it's not a great book. So I like to do a Hall of Fame as well, where I can basically track my all-time favorites and new discovered favorites throughout the year. So yeah, last year I did include rereads as well, but I think this year I'm gonna keep it fully to new books. So we'll see how that ends up at the end of the year. We've officially come to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the flip through, and I hope you enjoyed this video in general. It was a bit differently edited than I usually do it, so do give me feedback if you like this style of editing, if you like the voiceovers, and yeah, let me know how you're doing, how your winter is going, what you're doing for your 2026 setup, and most importantly, I hope you're having a lovely day. I hope you're getting a warm cup of tea, and that I'll see you very soon. Bye bye!